I'm Steph.
I'm Michael.
And today we're checking out Star Trek Missions.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's so rainbow.
Look at that.
I love it. It's so beautiful.
We need the ba 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 ba. You get the little Enterprise sweeping in and.
You're not dressed up today.
Oh yeah, I should have dressed up in my Star Trek uniform.
He does have one.
I do have a Star Trek uniform. Anyway, in Star Trek Missions, if you've played Fantasy Realms, you know pretty much how to play Star Trek Missions, except there are a few little twists. Let's go ahead and take a look at it.
It does play 2 to 6, so it's a bunch of people.
Yes, and it's from WizKids.
Yeah. Not much to see here.
There's not a lot to see at the moment.
You got 2 decks of cards.
We got 2 decks. So we have the Galaxy deck and the Mission deck.
Yeah.
Right? And a big discard area, because that's where we can grab cards from the discard area during your turn. Oh, we need to get a star player. Alexa, flip a coin.
Okay.
Tails.
She said tails. That would be me. So, on my turn, I can take a card from the discard area, then discard a different card to the discard area. Just like Fantasy Realms, right?
Yeah.
Or I can draw the top card from the Galaxy deck and then discard any card to the discard pile. Or I can draw 2 cards from the top of the Mission deck, then discard any 2 cards to the discard area. So, at the end of your turn, you must have 1 or 2 mission cards. You can never have 0. You can never have more than 2. You could have 1. You could have 2. Currently, we have 5 Galaxy cards and 2 mission cards. So, certain cards will give you points for having certain other cards. For example, let's take a random one here, and I will reshuffle just in case. Some of these cards will have certain keywords on it, but Data, he will not give any points by himself. He just has a lot of different keywords on him. But let's take a look at Damontag. He will score 8 points for each Betazoid you have in your hand. Notice you've got Command, he's Ferengi Alliance. So you're looking for cards that say Betazoid. Like, oh hey, how about Counselor Deanna Troi? And she will give 5 points for each different race, not counting herself. So there are a lot of different ways to score points. So you're going to be drawing and discarding cards, trying to make the best scoring combinations for yourself. There are cards that say that you will get points with other cards. It means you have to have it in your hand. There are cards that say that certain cards can blank other cards. For example, I know in Fantasy Realms there are fire cards that are blanked if you have water cards, for example. So certain cards will blank other cards. There are other cards that say blanked unless with. So you won't score anything or get any abilities for a card unless it is with something else. Usually things that come in distinct pairs.
I don't think that's in this game.
Well, it's in this rules.
Oh, so it must be.
So that's why I'm calling it out.
That makes sense.
So the game will end when there are either 8 Galaxy cards or 12 mission cards in the discard area. And at the end of the game, each card in your hand will score points based on all of those other cards in your hand. A general hand will look something like this. You're going to have 7 cards, and rare occasions you're going to have 8 cards. You'll get an 8th card at the very end of the game. They will score somewhere between usually 0 and 20 points. So,
as you can see, I'm not very good at this game.
Oh yeah, you only had 43 that game.
Yeah.
So, your cards will never affect the hand of your opponents. You're just trying to make the best hand that you can make.
Yeah.
Obviously, I probably just need to take a Galaxy card. I need to look at my hand because I have not even.
Yeah. So you always have to have at least 1 mission in your hand.
1 or 2.
Yeah, you can't have more and you can't have less. Oh. There's one. Okay, so I think that can go. Like
so I think I will discard.
What's this?
Sovak.
What does he do?
He is an archaeologist Ferengi Alliance. He'll give 8 for each artifact. If you've got artifacts, you might want to grab them up.
I don't know what an artifact is, but he's a
so probably no.
So I got a question. I'm going to show you this mission just because I don't know. It says 8 with any combination of 2. Could
2 personnel, civilians, and or captains.
Could I have 2 personnels and it be complete?
Any combination of 2. Yes, any 2 personnel, or a personnel and a civilian, or a personnel and a captain, or 2 captains, or a captain and a civilian, or whatever.
Okay. So it doesn't matter if I have 2 of one type.
I would think it would be fine.
Okay.
We'll get a ruling from the people out here.
We'll go with that. I just want to see. So I'll take that back.
Now, that's any combination. That's not each combination. You would get 6 for each additional counselor, Betazoid, and quarters.
Right.
So, I don't think you would get it for multiple romances.
No, but...
You get one romance, but then you get 6 for each additional.
But I qualify if I have 2 of one type. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, if you could use the word or, it'd be personnel, civilians, or captains. So, yes.
Okay.
Which means 2 personnel would qualify, I would say.
I draw one of these.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this because
it sucks.
Yeah, because I don't love that mission.
Personnel issues. 14 with at least 1 personnel and 1 counselor or Federation captain. I'm going to draw 2 missions. And then discard any 2 things, which they're going to have to be missions because I have 4 missions right now. Boy, I came up nothing on that. That was bad. Bad. Discarded the 2 I drew.
What is it? Each artifact?
Looking for artifacts.
14 with any 2 or more command
cards with the same flag.
Oh. Yeah.
They have to be command cards, and they have to have the same flag.
That's hard.
That's why I got rid of them.
What's this? Oh. Well, that's not bad. So let's see. I don't think I want this. It's a crystal entity.
All right. Remember, we're looking for 12 of these or 8 of these, I believe.
Yeah.
Cosmic Crystal Hostile. 6 for each combat. I'm not coming up with any good things.
All right.
Getting rid of this Klingon Civil War.
8 for each card. Yikes. All right, I'm gonna go for this.
Yeah.
Mission and kill.
Which mission did you take? So I can remember. 2 or more command cards with the same flag. Mm-hmm. Wow.
This is not happening, so...
18 with 3 personnel. With at least 3 different green stats among them. Drawing? Well.
Hey.
Hey, Bree.
Thank you so much for that subscription.
Thanks for
4
subscribing,
months.
Bree.
Woohoo!
You're the best. Boy, this is not the best. I mean, I am just drawing nothing but junk.
Junk. What's this? It's a bridge.
That's a bridge.
No.
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 I'm going to put these
What's
over
this?
here because this is the limit of the camera range. What?
I'll get that out of your way.
Yeah, thank you. It's 4 months, but a 1 month streak. Maybe. I don't know how they calculate streaks. Like, how many days do you have to be off to not have a month streak? I don't know. I don't know the answer to this.
Yeah, I think I'll keep that.
Yeah, you've been here all the time, Bree. We totally appreciate you. We likes it when you're here.
I like that, though. I like that, too, though.
Yeah? That? You can show the camera. I don't know.
There's not much to see. I just don't know what to get rid of.
You have a 7-day grace period. I did not know that.
I mean, this guy...
But I mean, you don't get anything special for having a streak, so it's all good.
I think I don't need this guy, because he's not, like, great.
I am not getting any sort of...
Maybe you need that,
cohesive... Dude. No. Yeah, that thing can stay there. I'm looking for anything else. Are you kidding me? Oh. I should have probably taken that.
Taken what?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing you need to know.
Okay.
All right, if you've got Betazoids, you want Damon Tog.
I do. I don't
No.
No. What's this?
This?
Does she want to be with him? I mean, she's pretty good. I'm actually going to get points this game, which is shocking, I know.
Whoa.
I know. And so, like, should I get rid of that? No, I need to keep that because I need... Well, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't need him. Here.
Chancellor Gowron. I will take the crystal entity. Getting
Alright, so
rid
now that's like
of
decent.
Tully and Saran.
You did something?
Yes, I did something.
Who'd you get rid of? That dude. For each of time distortion, whatever that is.
Exactly. No, because I have not seen them.
Alright, not even gonna bother.
Exactly.
Oh, this goes with this guy, so good luck. Go get
Lursa
it.
and Bator. 7 for each Romulan and Romulan Star Empire. Well, heck. I could like discard a whole bunch of stuff and pick up a whole bunch of stuff, but my goodness, that would take forever.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna get rid of that card next. Give me
We
something.
have 3, 6, 8. What are we looking for?
12.
12 of those? No, 8 galaxy cards or 12 mission cards.
Oh no! That means we're done then.
That's sad for me.
I thought it was 8.
Today is a good day to discard.
I should have thought about that better.
All right, so we might as well just pile all these here because I got like next to nothing.
Oh no.
Blanked unless at least one card with a non-Federation flag. Yeah, I've got hostile. So clearly I get things for that. 12 for each security and weapon. There's a security. So that would be 12 for card 1.
Wow. You want the pad of paper back?
Yeah. Card number 2. Let's talk about Lieutenant Worf. 4 for each weapon and other combat. Nothing. I've got no other weapons or combat, so Worf gives me nothing. Nakamura gives 7 for each other Federation command. I think it must be exactly Federation command, and I've got Federation but not command, so I get nothing for Nakamura. Laura gets 8 for the Crystal Entity or Data or Borg Cube. I have the Crystal Entity, so I'm going to get 8 points for Lore. The Crystal Entity, I get 6 for each combat. I've got 1 combat, so that's worth 6. 16 with at least 2 other locations. I didn't have the time to get another location. Unless I get one more. No, the game ends when there's so it just ends. So I did not get my last location. 8 for each hologram, 2 for each Federation personnel and captain. I have a Federation captain. I have a Federation personnel. That holodeck is worth 4 whopping points. I got a total of 30. That is horrible.
How did I do?
Better than I did. I am quite sure.
Probably. All right, we got this.
Blossoming Romance. 8 if you have a combination of 2 things.
Sure.
Do you have a Counselor, Betazoid, and Quarters? You do have a Counselor and Betazoid.
Counselor, I just need to decide. Security.
Oh, that's additional. So if you use those, then you can't.
Right. So, Betazoid is here.
Additional Counselor, Betazoid, and Quarters.
Okay.
So if you're using them as your romance, you don't have a additional Counselor, Betazoid, and Quarters.
Unless I use this,
Unless
but
you use
I don't.
that. You have to choose whether that is a personnel captain.
This is going to be
or,
a command hologram Federation. So no,
but Betazoid.
no, it's going to be hologram.
Hologram
This is more points.
is blue.
Yeah.
Okay, so you still get 8.
I still get 8. That's something.
That's better than mine. 14 with any 2 or more command cards with the same. So you said this is command. This is command. You said this is Federation. It's Federation.
Yeah.
So that's 14.
Yep.
All right.
No.
That's gonna key off of everything else. 9 with at least 1 Federation security or Federation command. You have Federation security here. You have Federation counselor there.
It's with at least, so it's up to 9 points.
Yeah, so 9.
These guys are nothing. 5 for each different blue.
So, Android,
hologram, and that's it.
Not counting yourself, so 10.
Yeah. And that gets
8 for each hologram there.
Yes.
And 2 for each Federation personnel and captain. Federation personnel. So 8, 10, 12. 12 for that. 12 and 8's 20, 30, 39.
Well, this can actually be a personnel because I didn't assign it as anything. So it could be personnel It was definitely Federation, so it could be 2 more.
So 14.
Yeah.
So 22, 31, 41, 51, 55. 30 to 55. Killed me. This is your night.
I did win one.
You did.
I won 2.
So as you can see, this is a whole lot like Fantasy Realms. I think without the big swings in points, because I know that like with Fantasy Realms, if you have like, if you have this card, this card, this card, this card, and this card, you get 100 points.
Sure.
But this game, I think, cuts too quick. Especially with more players. With 6 players, you could practically make it around the table once. There'd be 6 cards out here in the discard pile. You go 2 more spots, and then the game is over.
Our game was like 2 rounds.
Yeah.
With 4 players.
And I think that's way too fast.
Well, so I'm not really big on the missions themselves. I feel like it's a neat take on the Fantasy Realms, but I think I still prefer Fantasy Realms because it's all like very much one deck and you get what you get. Well, see, sure, it's still a lot of luck and chaos management and everything, but I like the look of this game. It's beautiful.
So Fantasy Realms is when 12 cards are discarded, the game ends. But I think they're trying to keep you from like drawing 2 mission cards and ditching 2 and drawing 2 and ditching 2. So they made the mission cards be the 12, but the galaxy cards are where you're going to do a lot of your honing of your, you've got your mission.
Yeah.
If you've got nothing that goes together.
Right.
I think they tried to squeeze 2 different decks into the same mechanic, and I think it falls a little short of where Fantasy Realms.
That's just it. I think, hand everybody 3 missions at the beginning of the game. They can always have at least 1, but just that's it. They can discard. Maybe you see one you like that someone's discard, you can grab it. But I think if you have it, just everybody gets a couple missions.
And nobody can draw any more missions.
Yeah, and then it's just
and then
done.
You go up to 12 galaxy cards.
I agree.
I think that would have made it far superior.
Just that simple change, because you're dealing with one set of discards. And, you can still discard the ones in your hand.
Draw, discard, draw, discard. Or draw from the table, discard.
And I don't
not draw 2 and all of the extra
And maybe
rules.
it's not thematic or whatever, but I don't think you should have to keep at least 1 mission if it's just not working for you. Because the game is so short that if it's not doing anything, you should just get rid of it. But the rules make it so you have to keep at least 1. So I don't necessarily agree with that, but I
and
feel
maybe also... What about shuffling all the cards together? You can see there's a mission on top, and you can decide, do I want to draw that mission?
I'm also fine with something like that. So I kind of like our variations a little bit.
So these are totally easy to house rule.
And maybe it's worth trying.
As Dan says, yeah.
And it's maybe worth trying. But as it's written right now, I'm not a big fan of the 2 decks of cards. I have my missions. Okay.
My missions never. It's like, okay, I had a bunch of Federation stuff and a couple of Hostiles, right?
Right.
My missions were, there was a Klingon Romulan Civil War, and I'm like, I don't have any of them.
Well, right, and you might not ever see them.
Right, and then I drew the 2 that had an artifact. I didn't have anything that wanted artifacts. The first Galaxy card I drew wanted artifacts. I never saw an artifact the whole game.
So yeah, in Fantasy Realms, you might have the king and you will unlikely see the queen, but if you do, that's cool. But there's other ways to score on that card versus these are it's looking for one specific card. You're not going to score anything, though it has the symbols at the top, so it might trigger on other cards.
Things. And so I was hoping something would
maybe
blend together, and nothing did. Right. So that's why you doubled my score. So,
which happens in this. I mean, and that's fine because the game is so short.
Yes, it's so short. You just take.
And maybe you do a couple different house variations to try different ways to see what plays best. For
but
you.
I was surprised the game was over. It's like,
oh yeah, there's 8 cards over there. Yeah, because you will focus on these cards. You will.
Galaxy ones.
Yeah.
The ones with all the people missions. And the captains. You won't focus on the missions.
Because the missions are good, but they're not great.
They're not spectacular.
Unless you know exactly what you're looking for, I guess. But even that is maybe.
Well, if I've got a bunch of Romulans in my hand, maybe I'd go looking for something Romulan-based. But, I mean, you can just sit there and spin your wheels, drawing 2 and discarding 2, and then you'll have 8 cards here, and everybody'd be like, why did you end the game so quickly?
Right. because you're looking for something. But
Right.
so that's why I think I like Fantasy Realms a little bit different, because they have their missions on the cards already. These have missions too, essentially, because you're still going to score based on what you have on some of them. I don't get why we need these cards. That's all.
Right. They could have just been these cards,
Well,
and they could have been
just been
another
mixed in.
category. Like this
Yeah.
is a captain card.
Yeah, why can't there be
They
missions?
could have just had a mission card with a different color on it.
And it's still thematic.
It's still thematic at that point.
So,
Because
yes.
in here you've got captains, personnel, systems, civilian, location. Why not mission? Just add them in. So anyway, that's our 2 senses. Is
Yeah, and I like the game still, and I like that they're expanding the Fantasy Realms universe with
to bring in more people that might like.
other themes and stuff. So
Absolutely. I could see a Harry Potter missions.
Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
It would be amazing.
I would love that very much.
Harry Potter realms.
Yeah, it'd be great. I would all in all day.
Hogwarts realms.
So I think, I am happy with what they've done. I would still probably always choose Fantasy Realms over this because of...
And I dig the theme of this.
I don't.
But
that's on me, I suppose. I like fantasy more than Star
sci-fi.
Trek. Yeah.
But I love Star Trek.
So other people who love Star Trek will appreciate this.
That said, I think I like what Fantasy Realms does more. I think our house rules would fix a lot of the issues.
I do too.
With what's going on here.
And they're like simple fixes, so it makes me wonder, like,
implement those.
why not?
And yeah, I mean,
we just threw those out at the end of this video. I'm like, okay, it would work a little bit better for me if this happened. So yeah,
I agree. So check it out, Star Trek missions from WizKids, and if you get 2 to 6 of your favorite Star Trek
Trekkies
friends and play some missions.
As you can see, it's really fast.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back.